Who knows?
No.
Wow.
Wait, what? I meant
Please do, yeah.
I meant.
All right, there we are. We are back. Thank you, everyone.
We did it.
Thank you so much for holding on. We appreciate you sticking around. I guess we had a little bit of a power surge, but we're good. We're back, and we're gonna go ahead and start this last one over. So I believe that we're gonna just do a review of this last one, and then we'll jump right into it. All right. So here we go. We are starting with our last one. Do we have our proper team up? Because I believe wasn't it the Cabrini Greens that were on this last one?
It's the Lean Mean Cabrini Greens. No?
All right. Yes, it's the Cabrini Greens that have this last one.
There we go.
There we go. We're gonna switch them over. All right. So we're gonna have 90 seconds on the clock, and those 90 seconds are going to start now.
Skip it up.
Skip it up. Ha, ha. He, skip, pop. Hop, ting, ting, ting. Pop. Wah. Skip it up. Skip it up. Oh, skip it up. Skip it up. Skip it up. Skip it up. Tea. Tea. Skip, bloop, bloop, scoop. Splooshy,
1 minute.
splooshy.
1 minute left on the clock.
Splooshy, splooshy. Skip it up. Pop, 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 pop. Skip it up, skip it up, skip it up. Skip it up. Wow. Skip it up. Skip it up. Ha. Ting, ting, ting. Skip, ting, ting, ting. Skip it up.
Wawana, Walawa, Hua, Shalamasama, Nasabala. Dalamano.
30 seconds. 30 seconds left.
Lalomano. No malaba. Dalamana dua. Shalamano.
10 seconds. 10 seconds left.
Shut up. What am I about?
5 seconds. 5 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
All right. You got 5 seconds left. What is your guess? What are you doing?
I am walking down the runway like a model, My shoes is hot cocoa, and the singer is I'm waking up. I can't do nothing.
I need your guess, man.
Nothing, man. Wait.
I need a guess.
Keisha Cole? I can't even think.
Unfortunately, no. You still got 5 seconds left, though. You got 5 seconds left to fix this. So, you were walking on a runway, and then you got to fix everything else. So here we go. 5 seconds begins now.
Skip it about skip it about D. Tink 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 tink
That's time.
All right, that is time. That is time. This is your final guess. What are you doing?
I am walking down the runway like a model. The shoes is hot tea, and the singer is Whitney Houston.
Unfortunately, no. Matt Kidd, for the steal,
Yes.
what are you doing?
Okay, I am modeling down a catwalk. The catwalk, or the shoes, couldn't tell off screen, is cactus, and the singer or designer is Ashanti.
So close.
I hate both of you.
You were walking on the runway. The runway itself was a cactus, but the dress that you were wearing was Anita Baker. You didn't know that?
Beat yourself out the window.
So mad.
You can leave it. What?
You
I
should
should have put
be.
the singer. God.
But Segovia, what does that make the score?
All right, your final score with nobody getting that last one. The Bosses have 6, and the lean, mean Cabrini Greens win it all with 18 big points for your new champions. And get Anita Baker. All right, sports fans, thank you so much for joining us tonight for the Monsters of the Gateway on the Twitch pitch in the house that Geist built, Orion Ford Field. We want to say goodbye to you, our losing team, the blue team. Point guard Justin Twinson, shot putter Matt Kidd, and the flanker Mo Phillips Spots. And your new champions, the red team. At center, Jason Tolliver. Point power forward, Therese Johnson. And the winning QB MVP, Ashley Victoria. For me, Josh Agovia, Russ Sparkle, and John Stirk on the keys. Have a great night and stay tuned. In between matches, we're going to have a DNI talk with our very own Mo Phillips Spots. Stay tuned.
All right, everybody, we are back. We are here with another session of Comedy Sports DNI Talks. I am your host, Luis Cortez, a longtime Comedy Sports player both in Chicago and Los Angeles, and also the Director of Diversity and Inclusion for Comedy Sports Chicago. This show we started a few weeks ago, essentially to introduce everyone to our ensemble and their experiences and their stories and their truths as they have been navigating not just the improv community, but the comedy sports community as well, and also to essentially normalize these sort of conversations, not just amongst ourselves, but amongst our audiences and our community. And hopefully we can make this more of a regular thing so that we can stop repeating the mistakes of the past. And today, I am joined by one of our newest ensemble members. She is part of the 2020 class, along with two other people. One of the very first people to actually make it through our entire new team structure, essentially giving people a very transparent look into how you're actually able to make it on the ensemble, as opposed to just, who knows, we'll see what happens. But everybody, we'll talk about all that. Please welcome Mo Phillips Spots.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
What's
What? Oh, what's been going on? Sorry, the audio cut out. Nothing. It's January 4th. I took some time off to like just chill out. Hated it. Lots of anxiety. So I'm glad to be back to a regular schedule today. So
What were you doing? Were you just like hanging out?
yeah, I was just like watching a lot of Doctor Who. Um,
Were you at home?
yeah, I was at home.
Couldn't you just have gone back to work?
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm on vacation.
Okay, all right. I respect that. A lot of us can't do that.
I also was waiting for books to arrive, so I couldn't do anything.
So you were just kind of like dee doo.
Yeah,
Okay,
I didn't like it.
fair enough. It's not for everybody. So thank you for coming back on. I know the last time we talked, it was you, me, Louie, and Kelsey, and we talked about how the three of you were our newest class, our 2020 COVID class. I know how much you hate that. But before we delve back into any of that, for anyone who might not have seen that specific one, why don't you introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about yourself and where your improv journey started.
I'm Mo. I'm originally from Atlanta. I moved here about 7 years ago to do improv comedy. I majored in theater and had a hard time like finding a place for myself. So I had tried improv a couple times and I was like, that seems like a life goal. So I just moved to Chicago. So I started at Second City. I took their A and B classes. I did not like my class for level B, so I decided to try something else. And I discovered music improv, which I loved, and I did that for like 1,000 years. I did the music improv conservatory. I was on Infinite Sundays, their music improv house team. I did Mint music improv night. I coached that. Eventually joined Baby Wants Candy. And then I realized that I was putting too many eggs in the Second City basket, so I decided to diversify my improv. So I ended up going to Comedysportz to try the school, and then I joined a house team there a couple years later. I took a break to go to Europe for a month, and then I just, then I was like, oh, money is a thing you should have. I was on a Herald team at IO for almost a year before it closed down in COVID times. Yeah, and then I came back to Comedysportz. I did a house team program, and then I joined minor league, and then just got on ensemble. And then I also last year was one of Second City's Bob Curry Fellows. So, and I also joined Baby Wants Candy and Storytown. I do a lot of things, or I did a lot of things around the city before this. But yeah, that's things.
Things. Let me ask you. So, I mean, that's for 7 years, that's a pretty hefty resume. Um, it's very impressive. What would you say? Well, let's start with some of your training. So, how would you say your experience over at Second City was? I mean, obviously, you were putting a lot of eggs in that basket. You said so yourself. Tell me about conservatory. What was that like?
It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed learning music improv. I love musicals and I love to sing, but I'd never seen myself or heard because I took classical voice. And so I'd never heard like my voice type in musicals or like seen people that look like me outside of like the stepsister and Cinderella. And so like I always wanted to do musicals but never felt like I belonged. But music improv you can be whatever and do whatever and try whatever. And so like I fell in love with it immediately and I loved it. So I love the conservatory program or the music improv program and then yeah, I had a great time that year. So yeah.
And you only did music conservatory? You didn't do the regular conservatory?
No, I don't know why I never did it. Um yeah, I don't know why. I guess I don't know. Oh, I know why. I think at some point I wanted to do it but I never got the notices for the auditions because I didn't finish the A3 program and I never like knew exactly when the auditions were and then eventually I was like I guess I'm not doing conservatory cuz also now I teach there, so I don't know. I mean, I guess I could still do it, but yeah.
Uh, as someone who did it later in life, I wish I had done it later in life. Um, I hated it. Cool. So, tell me about. Oh, you said you were a Bob Curry fellow. Tell me about that. Tell me about that experience. Because I auditioned for Bob Curry when I first got here, like once or twice. I think we might have talked about this, but like the application process itself to me was so bullshit that it really turned me off. Because essentially, like the thing that turned me off was the paragraph that I had to write about like tell us how you're gonna diversify. How will you help us diversify the theater? And I was just kind of like by being here, like by being in your class, like why am I solving your problem? Why don't you tell me how you're going to diversify the theater? Um, and I like so I did that audition once and was just like this is not for me. Also, I had already done ships, so I was like, it feels like that's so that you can get to hear. And they asked me to audition. You should do Bob Curry. I was like, okay, I'll audition. But afterwards, it felt like it feels like you're just trying to stack this. Like I've already done your stuff. Like why are you sending me back? Anyway, that's me. Your opinion.
They have done that in the past where they people who were like understudying for main stage would get put into Bob Curry. I don't know why they do that.
What's the point of that?
I don't know why.
It's like
Probably
trying to give
because
extra training, but you quote unquote can't afford it, so you throw them into this class. It's like your second city. I think you can afford it.
I think it's also like so you can get in front of NBC and the producers. So like I think it's so like that's like the thing that like all the agents come out, NBC comes out, and so like they put you in things. Uh I will say I don't think the essay question is a thing anymore because I don't remember when I applied last time. So
Good.
um but mine got interrupted because we were gonna start and then COVID hit. So like we're still like
Oh, so you're
in
still technically gonna do it.
I hope so. We have no idea. But if they put out auditions for the next year, I will set fire to the rain. So
Was so there was actually like no actual classes.
well, we tried some online stuff for like a month. And then a bunch of folks got furloughed because of like money things. So then we stopped having classes essentially. But I auditioned for Bob Curry a lot. I feel like it's like something, it was like a goal I needed to achieve because I had done everything else. I was like, no, I'm gonna get Bob Curry. And I think part of it was like for me doing improv and comedy, I didn't really know my voice. It took me a while to kind of figure out what my voice was and what I cared about was important. And I knew the minute that I started like writing my own pieces and my own point of view that I would start getting callbacks and stuff, and that is essentially what happened. So this year I wrote a piece about being fat shamed on a dating app. And it worked. So there you know. There it is. So
So do you feel that because you were willing to talk about that factor, that's the thing that got you in?
I think it was me like showing more of what was important to me. So the
Reaching.
other year I got a call back. Yeah. Uh-huh. So the other year I got a call back was I had like taken a kid song and updated it to like a more adult version. I did the wheels on the bus, but like the bus driver was like cussing someone out. So like that's like, things that I thought about were funny. So I think those are the years that I like was more comfortable and did better. So
How do those differ from the other years where you didn't get a call back or just didn't feel good about it?
other years I was doing like other people's stuff because I didn't trust my own like humor or pieces. I trust them more now. But so I was thinking, and then like just stuff that like I'm trying to think what else I did. Or like yeah, I always wake up for some morning the morning of a Bob Curry audition with a sore throat. Like every year I've auditioned. And like one year I tried to sing a song and I was like, well, you you don't have a voice, but here we are.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I think it was me being like, these are things I care about and I think are funny. I'm gonna trust this and run with it. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean that makes sense because I'm thinking back to the couple of times I did it and the pieces that I performed and same. I wasn't very trusting of my own comedic ability at that moment, and I think I got one callback, and then the other year I got nothing, and that's. But I also walked in there like, yeah, there's that. Yeah, there you go, and I can use sand. I don't know what to tell you. Uh, Also, at that point, I'd auditioned for them so much, and they had hired me that it was like, hey, for like the 2 minutes you're gonna see me in here, you kind of seen what I can do. Like, um, but anyway, so hopefully they'll still allow you to go through the program.
I hope so. They're like it depends a lot on NBC apparently, because they have to figure out what they're doing to come back and see us, and so like we probably I don't know. I hope we still get to do it. Although if it's not next year, I don't know what's gonna happen, but we'll see. So yeah.
It's so funny that it relies specifically on that when it could very much just be like, you could still just give us the training. Like
Yeah,
NBC can come see us at any point. Like you have my name, I can always come back. But
that's true.
the
I
train,
think it's more for the showcase for them to come and see us, and that's I think a large part of why people do it is to like get seen by these big producers. So I guess we could always film it and show it to them, but I guess like I think we also their D&I person isn't like got furloughed and then resigned. So I don't know if they have someone who's in that position right now. I don't know what's going on with that. So
that's fair. Um, okay, so tell me about your experience with Baby Wants Candy. For those of you that are unaware, Baby Wants Candy is a very well known musical improv team. They are both in New York and Los Angeles and here in Chicago. They go to the Edinburgh Festival every year. They're very well known. They tour around a lot. Over the last year or so, Mo and I both got to sit in and play with them and join the team. And um, I think we had very different experience considering that you are a queen of musical improv, and I'm like, I know some Billy Ocean, um, but tell me about how that whole experience was for you, because I had a very different experience, I'm sure.
well it's funny because when I first got asked to audition, I couldn't make it. They had like a rehearsal that was also an audition, but I didn't know that's what it was. I was like okay. But my friend's dad died, and so she was in town to deal with that, and I was like I'm gonna go. They were like kind of like getting back to me about the show, and I'm like hey, like I'm sorry, I'm gonna go be with my friend because her dad passed. I'm like that's the priority for me. They're like okay, that's you can totally get it. Do you want to come sit in rehearsal with us on Monday? And I was like sure, I will go to your rehearsal. I will sit and watch and I'll see what happens. And so I did the rehearsal. Our director was there. And then I got an email like, hey, send us your availability for shows. I'm like, oh, am I in it? That's it? That's all? Like,
exactly what they did to me. You come in, you sit in on one rehearsal, and I'm like, okay, that was fun. Just let me know. And then they're like, hey, so when can you play? Oh, I guess these days. Am I in though? Great, we'll see you Thursday. Right, but am I in, sir? Hello, Mr. Sir, am I in? Like, never got a congratulations, welcome to the team.
That's true. Eventually, I got messages from our director being like, "Hey, checking in, saying it was great to meet you." Blah blah. And I was like, "Okay, if this is a thing we're doing, I like it a lot. It's hard for me, which I like, because they're playing a more like heightened version of the way that I've been playing recently, and I love it. It's a challenge, and I love it because I am not often challenged in things. Like, there are things that challenge me, like playing six things that challenges me, and I love and hate it. And there's also like this challenges me another way because I have to like think smarter and I have to rhyme more and I have to do more things. Do you need to come out here? Do you need to come out here? Oh, okay. Sorry. Sorry. You put it on the calendar. I wasn't sure if you were gonna come out or not. Okay, cool. Sorry.
I'm leaving all this in.
Yeah, please do. Uh,
What's your roommate?
yes,
We should throw their name in there too.
great. Yeah, so I like when things challenge me because I've gotten to a point where like things don't always challenge me as much, and I want to grow and I want to learn, I want to get better, and so Baby Wants Candy is always a challenge. I'm always nervous to play. I always have a lot of fun, but I'm always like, okay, great. Here are things I would like to work on and get better at. So like, I really enjoy it. I've had some fun shows, some interesting shows. I've enjoyed it. So
I struggled so hard to take like a leading role in those shows.
I
I
remember.
always wound up as like the sidekick.
Yep.
Me and Mike
Gospel.
I'm sorry?
Like gospel.
Yes, Mike Gospel and I would always end up as brothers and like mirror brothers. So we're like, we're both ridiculous.
Wasn't there a show where like you or Mike was on your shoulder the whole time, like a part of the show?
Yes, we were one person. And we were just. I always just played that guy. I always just played the. I'm here as well. I'm singing with these talented people. But yeah, watching you do your thing, because we did a couple shows together, and watching you go, I was just like, oh my god, I gotta get good. I gotta get better. I'm lucky this brown don't come off. It's what's keeping me here. Thank you, brownness, for giving me a chance to be bad on their stage.
No, it's like it's super challenging, just because like because the cast always changes, so you never like you have to like kind of relearn how to do it in the moment. And the second show is usually like a little bit looser and like more fun than the first show. Because we have that kind of rhythm. But I think that's part of it too. It's just like, we never know who's gonna be there, and then like yeah, it's a challenging show, but a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun doing it usually. So yeah.
So now that you said you reached a point where you were really starting to kind of find more of your voice. So you mentioned you wrote that piece about being body shamed. I'm assuming that part of this new found voice is embracing that your body and the way you look and being able to put that out there. How do you feel like your voice is changing in order to be able to voice those things more confidently? Like, what I guess what changes happened, or what made you finally feel like this is it?
Let me. I listen to a lot of podcasts,
Okay.
which is true. I started listening to um a body positive podcast and then a blackness podcast called I listened to The Nod, and then also She's All Fat. And so like I kind of like learned I figured out over the last couple years that like no one's gonna make space for me. I have to make it myself. And so by like learning to love who I am and figuring out all that, then I can make a bigger mark, or like leave a bigger impression, make more space for myself by figuring these things out. So like becoming more body positive and accepting the way that I look, and like, health at every size and all that stuff, and then also like loving being Black, then it means that I can figure out my voice and say things I want to say, and like, leave my mark in on these theaters, in these spaces. So that's kind of like where I came, was just like figuring out like nothing that I am is anything to be ashamed of. And so like now, I'm not ashamed, and so I'm living louder and larger in all these ways. So yeah.
Did
Don't listen to the hollow words. Don't fall into their hands. Don't follow any other path but your own. Don't need to live up to their demands. Only your heart can tell you what is right. You really should listen to yourself. The only thing that truly matters now is that you're doing well, you're doing well. Don't fall for it. Don't listen to them. Just follow the light. You're almost there. Just open your eyes. It's right there. Just follow the light. You're almost there. Just open your eyes. It's right there. Don't be afraid. Be strong. You're not alone. Take a deep breath and realize. Trust in yourself. I promise you'll find hope. Oh, you'll be alright. You'll be alright. Only your heart can tell you what is right. You really should listen to yourself. The only thing that truly matters now is that you're doing well, yeah. Don't fall for it. Don't listen to them, baby. Just follow the light. You're almost there. Just open your eyes. It's right there. Just follow the light. You're almost there. Just open your eyes. It's right there. Just follow the light. You're almost there. Just open your eyes. It's right there. Just follow the light. You're almost there. Just open your eyes. It's right there. It's right
I remember when we used to be in love, and we thought that nothing could ever keep us from partying, leaving this romance behind. But now you're gone, and all I have
logo? If you did, you know you are at Comedysportz Network. That's right. Welcome, loyal fans. Give me some 6s and 7s in the chat so I know that you are excited to be here, as excited as I am. My name is Heather Scholl, and I am your announcer for the night. I'm going to tell you the who, what, when, where, why, and how of this Twitch channel. So get ready. First of all, who are we? We are Comedysportz Chicago on Twitch. We are Comedysportz Network, CSCN Chicago. In that that address bar up there, write it down, memorize it, add it to your favorites, and love it forever. We do comedy. We're not sports. We are not comedy about sports. We are comedy played as a sport. We're going to make everything up tonight for you based on suggestions from you, our loyal fans. That's right. If you are in the chat, even if you're not chatting, if you're just watching, you're a loyal fan. You're loyal to us, and you're a fan because you're here and you're cool. Okay? We're all on the same page. That's who we are. That's who you are. And that's what we're going to do for you tonight is comedy based on your suggestions. There are a few tools, and that is the how. How does this work? We're going to get suggestions from you all night in the chat. Some of you are already chatting it up in there. I'd love to see you all throw some hellos, some highs, wave at your new friends, hit some emojis, and hit 6s and 7s because that's how we applaud and show our love and affection to one another. There's another cool tool I can use called a poll because it is a competition, comedy played as a sport. You can vote for which team you want to give points to. I'm going to throw a poll up in the chat right now just to test. And let's see here. Oh, it's going a little slow, but I want to know if you've been here before. Are you new here? Question mark. Yes or no. I have to say what I'm typing, otherwise I mess up. We'll talk more about messing up in just a minute. But that chat is up there above the chat. You'll see this poll, are you new here? And you can vote. Also, there is a thing called channel points. And if you're here a lot, you might have some channel points. You can vote extra times using those channel points. Do it. Vote as many times as you want. If you really love a team, show them all that love. While that's going, I want to get back to the messing up part. I mentioned there could be mess ups. Well, we are making it up. We are a show for all ages. We want anyone to come here and have a good time, not be offended by anything. We're going to steer clear of things that could, dip over the line of good taste, go Bed Bath or Beyond. But since we're making it up, we could mess it up. And if we mess it up, our referee for tonight, are you getting the sports theme yet? Our referee for tonight will blow his whistle, call the brown bag foul, and the offending player will have to wear a brown bag over their head, and they may also lose points or be ejected from the match, depending on the severity of the foul. I want to really point this out because it goes for you in the chat, loyal fans. We also want you to keep it clean and nice in there. So we are monitoring the chat. There is a brown bag bot. We will give you a warning, or you may be asked to leave the chat. So keep it nice and friendly in there, okay? Let's see. We covered the who, the what, the how, the when. It's now. You're here. Thank you. It's about to happen. And how, just like this, all of the chats and the polls, you've done it. We have one apparently new person, and I don't know who you are, but I already love you. Those are all of the tools that you need to have a successful journey watching Comedysportz tonight with us. We are here 7:30 and 9:30 on Fridays and Saturdays, and we also have a whole new schedule of additional shows for February, including some very special events for Black History Month. Tomorrow night, between matches, you're going to need to stick around because there is a special For the Culture show put together by our very own Mo Phillips Spots. If you want to test your knowledge of Black culture, please tune into that, and we're all going to learn together and have a really great time. So check that out. Check out our full schedule below this video here, right below me. You can find the About Us section for Comedysportz Network with all kinds of fun details. And if you want to engage with us when we're not on screen, guess what? We now have a Discord. So there's so much you can do. There's merch you can buy like this or our special Black History Month merch that is available now in the Threadless shop. Oh my goodness, I have a lot to say, but there's even more to come. I think we are about ready to get this match started, except for one thing that I forgot to do, which is while I'm getting this match started, in that chat, I want you to give me a bunch of suggestions because you're going to do that all night. So I would love to get suggestions of things that you can do when you're not sitting at your computer. I'm so tired of sitting at my computer. Give me some suggestions of things that you do out and about in the world. Really, anything active. I love to play tennis. I can't wait to do that again someday. Great. You're doing that, and I'm ready to get this match started. You're here, loyal fans, at Comedy Sports. All right. Welcome, loyal fans, to Comedy Sports Network. Tonight we have a great matchup for you. Our defending champions, the downtown Chicago Bosses, are going to be challenged by our visitors, the Flossmoor Dentists. For the Dentists tonight, we have a great lineup. Leading off for the Dentists, it is Jason Geis. Backing him up, it is our favorite meanie, Simon Collier. And Simon is still coming to the screen. Give it up for your captain, the meanest dentist of them all. Your captain of the Flossmoor Dentists, Matt Elwell. All right, loyal fans, I need you to put some 6s and 7s in the chat for your defending champions, your hometown team, the downtown Chicago Bosses. I'm looking at my screen right now, and boy, do they have great hair. Leading off for the downtown Chicago Bosses, it's our heartthrob, Nick Hasselbrock. Get ready. Backing up Nick, it is Tara Egan. And make some noise for your captain tonight for the downtown Chicago Bosses, Captain Luis Cortez. All right, I know you've got 6s and 7s left in those fingers. Type them all in the chat for our referee tonight, Patrick Connolly.
All right, thank you so much, little fans. Thank you, Heather. How are you doing this evening?
I'm pretty good. I was just like awkwardly dancing over here that whole time, and it's a good thing that nobody could see it.
That's right. It would be so embarrassing if anyone was watching our awkward dancing right now. All right. So welcome, loyal fans. I'm going to be your referee for this evening. I'm going to be calling all the shots, calling all the fouls. We've already gone over the brown bag foul, but there's one other I want to mention before we start, which is the technical foul. Those of you who are at our 7:30 show can see that anything can happen in this computer world. Internet can go down, glitches can happen, apps can crash. If that happens, I can call the technical foul, and depending on the severity of that foul, I can take points away from that team or give them another penalty. We understand not everyone can control their ISP, but hey, get a better ISP, I guess? I don't know. Anyway, we're about to kick things off tonight. I'm very, very excited. So let's keep things going and bring both captains to the screen.
Ooh, graphics.
Captain Luis, Captain Matt, Captain Matt, Captain Luis. Please shake hands. Excellent work. So both of you have a lot riding on tonight. This is a big night for both of you. So I'm also going to put a lot on the line for this coin toss. I would like each of you to tell me what your most secret wish is, and whoever has the most secretest, coolest wish gets to pick our first head-to-head game. Captain Matt, you get to go first as the visiting team.
My secretest wish is for a den-like office that looks entirely like the second TARDIS console room in the Fourth Doctor's lifetime. That's when he was with Leela. It's a very cool look, and I want it for my room.
Okay, you don't have to explain it to me. I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay. Luis, what is your most secretest wish?
My secretest wish is like luggage, like travel luggage that is specifically designed to fit under your seat, but has that Mary Poppins thing going where I can just fit everything in there no matter what. So I never have to pay for luggage again. It always goes under my seat.
Oh, both of you have picked items that are bigger on the inside, but I'm going to have to go with Luis's because I could also use that luggage. That spoke to me.
It's more practical. It's more practical.
Yeah, but both excellent secret wishes. Luis, what would you like to challenge the red team to in this head-to-head?
I like to keep my secret magical wishes as practical as possible.
If I could change one thing in the world.
I want to challenge them to last second expert.
Wonderful. Matt, do you accept?
I do.
In that case, please field your teams. Loyal fans, this is the game of last second expert. In the chat right now, I need something that you think that you are an expert in, or maybe you're friends with an expert in that thing. It could be a professional field. It could be something you need an advanced degree for, or it could just be a really cool hobby. Personally, comic books from the 1980s. But keep a bunch of those coming, because our players on screen right now are going to have to become experts in whichever one of these I choose. I'm going to put 2 minutes on my fancy phone clock, and these players are going to have that amount of time to try to give you a keynote address on the subject. However, if someone else thinks that whoever's speaking doesn't know what they're talking about, they can yell,
Challenge!
I will listen to their challenge, and I will either accept their challenge or I will decept their challenge. If I accept it, that person will then step forward and they will take over this keynote address. At the end of this 2 minutes, pausing for objections, whichever team has their player at the forefront, we'll take 5 points, we'll take the first round, and have the advantage going into our team choice round in the next round. Round. That word has lost all meaning because I've said it so many times. Great. All right, because the blue team picked the game, we're going to start off with the red team. So we will start with Jason Geis. The subject that we are going to go with is going to be making mixtapes from True Text, again, who just subscribed to us using their Amazon Prime membership. So your topic is making mixtapes. You have 2 minutes on the clock, starting with Jason. Begin.
Students of Flossmoor University, thank you so much for your time with us. Now, the best way to encapsulate time is, of course, with a mixtape. Now, let me tell you, as you go out into the world, the steps needed to create the perfect mixtape.
Challenge!
Luis.
I would say the best way to encapsulate time would be a time capsule.
I want to hear more. Continue.
The time capsule.
Challenge!
Jason.
It seems Luis can't say the word correctly.
Correct. Let's hear more.
Now, the best way is to, of course, make a mixtape.
Challenge. Jason did a whole big thing about saying words correctly, and then he said, "I'm not the best way to learn something."
That's right. Hoisted by your own petard. Tara.
It's embarrassing, honestly, to be a hypocrite. Who wants to do that? And honestly, it happens.
Matt.
I'm a hypocrite.
That's true. Let's hear about it.
I believe it was the great Jacques Derrida who said the true mixtape is found in between the songs.
Challenge.
Luis.
It was not him.
I'd like to hear who it was. Continue.
Now, that quote is often equated with that person, but it's completely wrong.
Challenge!
Matt!
You don't even know who he is. You don't even know that person.
I don't need to know who he is. He's a guy who said nothing.
Fine.
Matt has accepted your defense. Continue, Luis.
Exactly. A lot of quotes are usually...
1 minute left.
Challenge!
Jason.
I would like to put Luis's speech in a time capsule.
It's not time capsule. Luis, please continue.
I'm so sorry.
The time capsule. It gives TV shows an opportunity to make a random episode, or it gives elementary schools a fun
Challenge.
Simon.
I'd say that musical episodes give TV shows an opportunity to make a random episode.
The truest thing that has ever been said. Continue, Simon.
I have recently gotten into Grey's Anatomy, which turns out to be a pretty fun, funny, yet dramatic and emotional.
Challenge.
Tara, 40 seconds.
Not to be that person, but I was into it when it was first on.
I
loved about that.
I want to hear more about this. I haven't watched an episode. Continue.
I watched it when it was first airing. I was probably too young to do so because...
Challenge!
Jason.
Grey's Anatomy has been on for 15 years, and as we know, Tara is only 12. So this is impossible.
Continue. Let's go back.
Wonderful. Now, another thing that's 12 years old is
30
the
seconds.
cassette tape.
Challenge.
Nick.
I haven't spoken yet.
Good point, Nick. Go ahead.
Hi, it's your good friend Nick Hasselbrock, performer at Comedysportz Chicago. Just reading The Reformation, a history by Will Durant, part of the Story of Civilization, Volume 6. You know, this weekend we celebrate athleticism
15
with the
seconds.
Super Bowl, but it's important to remember that there are other pursuits.
Challenge!
No, continue, Nick.
Thank you. There are other pursuits of
Challenge.
the human spirit.
Matt.
I am nailing to the door of my apartment 14 theses about why Nick is wrong about mixtapes.
I want to hear those theses. Go.
We
10
have
seconds.
to remove the intercessor between our mixtapes and God. That's the
Challenge.
whole thing. Every
Nick.
person deserves a mixtape.
I'm Lutheran.
Oh, good point. You have 7 seconds. Go.
No.
So when I
Challenge!
Jason.
I'm not.
Let's hear more about that. Continue. 5 seconds.
I gave up religion a long time ago, but I found comedy.
Luis.
I'm Catholic, but I stayed amateur so I could go to the Olympics.
Continue. 3 seconds.
The Amateur Olympics.
2,
Gives
1.
TV
Challenge!
And that's time. I'm afraid Jason's challenge was probably correct, but that time is done. 5 points to the blue team.
Oh my God.
The Amateur Olympics.
As opposed to the alternative.
Amateur Catholic.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, quick scoring update. The bosses are on the board with 5 points, and the Flossmore dentists have nothing. A cavity of a score.
That's good. All right, let's see what happens next. Blue team, Captain Luis, please join me on the screen. All right. You won the head-to-head, which means you get to choose first in our team choice round. What are you going to challenge your team to for 5 more points?
Fantastic. I'm going to challenge my team to the game of Foursquare, and we're going to recruit announcer Heather.
Fantastic. Please field your team and field announcer Heather.
I made it to the Olympics.
All right, everybody in chat for this game, here's what I'm going to need from you. I'm going to need actually a whole hodgepodge of stuff. I want you to give me locations, real or imaginary. I want you to give me really strong emotions, positive or negative. And I want you to give me jobs, cool or ones you'd never want to do. Basically, if it's something you think would make a fun suggestion, go ahead and throw it at us, and we'll see what comes into this game. Now, this is the game of Foursquare, and as you can see below me, there are 4 squares. But we're just going to see 2 at a time. For example, right now, Heather and Nick might be doing a scene together based on one of your suggestions. But at any point, I could blow this whistle and say switch left. And the whole thing will move 1 square over to the left. And now Nick and Tara are doing a completely different scene on a completely different suggestion together. I could also say switch right. And now we're back with Nick and Heather, and so on, either direction, all the way around the circle. So I'm going to get a bunch of suggestions starting right here for Nick and Heather. The suggestion for your scene is going to be, disgust.
Ugh.
Switch right. All right, for Heather and Luis, your suggestion is going to be cherry 7-Up. Switch right.
Good.
All right, for Luis and Tara, your suggestion is going to be elated. And switch right one more time. And for Tara and Nick, your suggestion is going to be what just came in, which is medical examiner. All right, so let's go ahead and review in the opposite order, starting with Nick and Tara. What are your suggestions?
Medical examiner.
Switch
Medical
left.
examiner. Elated.
Switch left.
Cherry 7-Up.
And switch left one more time.
Disgust.
And that seems like a good place to start. We're going to start with disgust. Blue team, for the game of Foursquare, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Begin.
Ugh. This mall's terrible.
Yeah, they don't even have an Auntie Anne's, Jeremy. Why would you bring me here?
I'm sorry. We had to come on vacation with my aunt.
But not Auntie Anne. See, that's where I got confused.
Switch right.
heard me. This tastes gross.
Oh, honey, you have to swirl and sniff to get the cherry notes. Yes, and really savor.
That wasn't the problem. I got the notes. I sniffed it well, but when I tasted it, that's when it all went downhill.
Switch right.
Thanks for buying me new teeth, Jeremy.
Well, of course! It's your birthday! What was I going to do? Not buy you teeth? What kind of roommate would I be?
I'm gonna go eat a caramel apple. Like
Switch left!
This is a 1875 cherry 7-Up. It should be savored.
Oh, see, that's the problem. 1875 was such a bad year.
Switch left!
You're telling
You
me
can't break up with me. We have 4 more days left on vacation.
when you said that there was gonna be Spencer, I assumed Spencer's gifts and not your cousin.
My
Come
cousin
on.
Spencer. He's 6. He's stupid. It's funny.
Switch left!
Doctor, there's been a medical emergency.
With your hands?
Yeah, all my fingers fell off and I tried to put them back on and I put them back on wrong.
Well, it looks like you weren't using Elmer's glue. That's
Switch
right,
left!
I broke one of the teeth inside of the apple.
No, I knew that was gonna happen. That's what
But
happened
it was
last time.
It was such a party. I was so excited. It was such a fun apple.
All right, well, guess what? I got you a second pair of teeth.
Switch right!
That's right, Elmer's glue.
Switch
Fine.
left!
You're my best friend and truest soulmate.
I know.
Roommate.
Open up. Open up. There you go. Let me do it.
Switch left!
Oh, perhaps you're right. There's too many bubbles.
Hey, that's what's bothering me too. Also, the fact that it's cherry 7-Up.
Switch left!
Okay, I'll get back together with you if we can get piercings together at Claire's.
That's the most roast-momastic thing I've heard in all my 15 years of being on this earth.
Okay.
Switch left!
Elmer's glue. Never get your fingers
Stop.
crossed.
They took my medical license away. They said
Switch
I'm
right.
getting sued.
Oh my god.
Oh no, our eyebrow rings got linked
no,
together.
And that's time! Give it up for the blue team, everybody! The chat is really enjoying the roast romastic.
Romastic. That was the most romastic thing that's ever happened to me.
Oh. Well, I would like everyone to remember this romastic moment in their minds. Lock it away in the vault in your brain, because you're going to have to vote on whether it deserves 5 more points in just a moment. But only after we see this game from the red team. Captain Matt to my screen. All right.
Hello.
Captain Matt, that was an excellent game of Foursquare. What would your team like to do to try to combat that?
All right, now hear me out.
Okay.
The game is called That's the Tooth.
Oh no.
We're the Flossmore dentists.
Okay, I've made the connection.
Would you like to hear more?
I would love to hear more.
All right. So our 3 players will do a scene. At any moment, a player can say, "That's the tooth." And whatever was said immediately before becomes the absolute law of the universe that everyone must follow until that same thing happens again.
I am all in on this. Please field your team.
Wapa!
All right, in the chat right now, I want you to give me the coolest job in the world. When you were like 5 years old, it's the job you wanted to have, and guess what? You still want it today because it's that cool. So you've just heard how this game is going to be played. The red team will be doing a scene. The Flossmore dentists will be doing a scene. But if anyone says that's the tooth, that becomes the most important part of that scene's reality. I cannot wait to see how this goes.
Neither can we.
I hope that all of the loyal fans have taken their laughing gas.
Okay.
That's the tooth.
We got a couple really, really good suggestions, but I have to take the first one I saw because I just want to see this team use it. Your suggestion for this game of That's the Tooth is pro wrestling announcer. All right, Dentist, for the game of That's the Tooth, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Begin.
Dad. What?
Hoa! Hoa!
Say that again.
I don't think any of us are going to make the cut.
Oh, yeah.
Especially you, Jim.
No way.
I think we can all do this as brothers. 3 brothers who are all pro wrestling announcers.
Okay, let's 3 brother this up. Is that the right? Like, am I getting deep enough?
Well, it's getting to 3 Little Bakers, a small dinner theater in Pennsylvania, but try to go back to 3 brothers.
That's the tooth.
Macho.
We must always go back to our brotherhood, our sense of fidelity to one another.
Yes, we must be brothers linked in arms at all times.
We're gonna tag team it back and forth off the ropes until our bloodline ceases to be.
We will continue procreating and making more brothers, although they'll be nephews.
Those nephews, though, will have brothers, and they will have a bond unlike any other bond. P.S. Since I'm in the middle of this, I can't reach the microphone.
Oh, sorry. Hold on.
Hey.
Oh, I don't know.
There you go.
That's the tooth. I love you guys.
Oh, yeah.
That's the tooth.
And that's time!
We broke Pat.
Oh, that was so wholesome. I loved it. All right, loyal fans, it's now time to turn it over to you and Heather. It's in your hands.
I'm typing real quick. Oh no. I'm such a good typer at work and then I come here and it's just a fail.
Oh, yeah, the B and the N key always seem to switch places right when you least need them to.
Okay, here it comes. Ready? Woo, baby. Okay, that was stressful. But you know what? You can give 5 big points to the blue team featuring me, or That's the Tooth featuring a bunch of dentists as wrestling announcers. I know that that's a real tough choice. It's close so far. Don't forget to use those channel points. You can vote as many times as you want if you really love one team, or if you can't decide and you want to vote for both. It would be confusing to do that, but I'm not going to judge your choices. Okay, ooh, wow, it's pretty tight here. The red team, that's the tooth, looks like they're pulling away with it. Oh, the Foursquare is taking the lead. Oh my goodness. Okay, I was gonna try to close it up here, but it's too close to call. Time is running out, loyal fans. We have over 400 votes in at this moment. That is impressive. Ooh, okay. I think we're good. And those 5 big points with 52% of the vote go to the Downtown Chicago Bosses.
All right, that makes our score 10-0 in favor of the Bosses. That was a close one, a nail biter.
Yeah.
I wish there was some other sort of term for something that's, that close.
I don't know, it
I can't
feels
think of one.
warm. Like it feels warm and, yeah, fiery inside.
Yeah, something like that. We'll come up with something later on.
Yeah. That was my jam.
It's the first track on your mixtape.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and move on to our next round. Captains, to the screen. And before we go into this next round, I just want to say that right now there's lots of ways that you can support the theater. And one of them right now, it doesn't just support the theater, it also supports a very good cause. If you visit comedysportz.threadless.com, we have a limited edition merch shirt that's the Queens of Comedy. And Luis, if you could, do you want to tell us a little bit about what that goes towards?
Yes, that shirt is actually our Black History Month shirt, or at least we're using it to raise some funds, specifically for the Chicago Freedom School, which is right here in Chicago. They're located downtown. It's a fantastic school. You can look them up. We're actually going to be giving a percentage of our sales from that shirt to the Chicago Freedom School, and actually Threadless is going to match every donation up to $1. And so we'll be able to essentially, hopefully, double up our money to donate to them. It's not only a great shirt, but it's also a fantastic cause, and it supports a fantastic school that definitely over the last few years, they've been doing a lot for a lot of the movements that have been going on. But just overall, they've been in Chicago for a while, and they're a very they're a great institution to support. So look them up, Chicago Freedom School, and also look up the shirt, which is you can find the link to the store right there in the chat.
Absolutely. And if you don't feel like buying the shirt directly from us, once again, look up Chicago Freedom School, and if you can, support them directly too. It all goes to a good cause either way. And on that note, Luis, Matt got to pick the first head-to-head game. What would you like to challenge the red team to for the second head-to-head game?
Ooh,
Oh wait, I had that backwards, but go ahead anyway.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I did it the last time, and I'll do it again. I got some practice earlier. Let's say that I'm going to challenge them to the game of tagline.
All right, Matt, do you accept?
Yes.
Wonderful. Please, field your teams. Oh, that worked out really nicely. All right, loyal fans in the chat right now, we're going to need a bunch of different things. Here's what I'd like you to type in. I'd like you to start typing in favorite brands. I'd like you to start typing in states that you really think that you'd like to visit one day, or maybe cool states you've been to before. I'd like you to start typing in basically almost any noun, like a household object or something you use at work. But let's start with that. We'll start with states. We'll start with brand names, and we'll go on from there. These players, I'm going to call on them one at a time. At that moment, Burn Box style, they are going to have to give you a brand new tagline or motto for whatever the suggestion is. You'll see how it works right now. We're going to kick and at the end of this, you will have the chance to vote on which team, blue or red, you thought had the best taglines. Yes. So keep that in mind whenever you hear one of your favorites in your brain. Give that team like a little tick mark so you can tally it up later when you do your voting. All right, we're going to start off. We're going to start off with the state of Rhode Island. These are taglines for the state of Rhode Island. Players for the game of taglines. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Begin. Tara.
Rhode Island. You know it's small, but it's special inside.
Simon.
Rhode Island. Isn't this just more Connecticut?
Nick.
Life is a highway in Rhode Island.
Matt.
Rhode Island. It's pronounced Rahode.
Luis.
Rhode Island. I can think of two things wrong with that name.
Jason.
Rhode Island! You get the whole state in 30 minutes or less, or your money back.
All right, that was the first round. We're going to go with Count Chocula Cereal, new mottos or taglines for Count Chocula Cereal, and we will start with Jason.
Count Chocula Cereal! I want to drink your milk!
Nick.
Count Chocula Cereal. Well, I guess I've given up.
Matt.
Count Chocula Cereal. You won't need a cross or garlic. You'll need insulin.
Tara.
Count Chocula Cereal. None of us are lying here. We know what we're eating. It's chocolate.
Simon.
Vampires like it too.
Luis.
Count Chocula Cereal. When you want to diversify your cereal, but you don't really want to try.
All right, we're gonna move. We're gonna go back to states for a moment. We're gonna go to the wonderful state of Wyoming, and we're going to start with Luis.
Wyoming. No, thank you.
Matt.
Wyoming. Want to go to a state where everyone looks like me, but with guns?
Tara.
Wyoming. Why be landlocked anywhere else?
Jason.
Wyoming. Why not Ming?
Nick.
That was mine.
Simon.
Wyoming, pretty cool if you're a coyote.
All right, we're going to move back to brands. This is new taglines for Roomba. And we're going to start with Nick.
Roomba. It's a robot vacuum.
That's all we need to know. Matt.
Roomba. Have you been a bad carpet?
Luis.
Roomba. When you kind of want to sort of vacuum, but you don't really want to try.
Simon.
Roomba, because you hated all of your chargers anyway.
Tara.
Roomba. The robots are taking over anyway. Might as well have them be cute.
And Jason.
Roomba. It's not just a dance on Dancing with the Stars.
All right, we're going to take another brand here. Heather, actually, if you wanted to pick one, if you saw something that jumped out to you in the chat.
Lego.
Lego. These are taglines for Lego, starting with Simon.
Lego. My ego.
And that's time!
Isn't this just more Connecticut?
All right, loyal fans, the power comes back to you. And Heather, take us away.
I started a poll. I typed faster that time. Okay, there are 5 points on the line here. You can vote for the blue team, the bosses, or the Flossmore dentists, the red team. Who do you think did better with those new taglines? All right, the dentists are taking a big lead here. It's looking like they're going to run away with it, the Flossmore dentists.
Okay, this is dramatic.
And that lead is growing bigger and bigger and bigger. It might just be, that just might be it. You know, I think that this poll is going to end very, very soon. I believe that the
That's the tooth.
I think the poll has ended. It has ended. The dentists have taken it with 77% of the vote. That's 5 points to the dentists, bringing your score 5 for the dentists and 10 to the bosses, who are still in the lead. And
how dare you?
Ryan Ford has an opinion.
Coming soon to Twitch on Mondays. All right, it is now time to go on to the final game of tonight's match. It is 10-5 in favor of the bosses, but anyone can still win as we go into the most dangerous round at Comedysportz, 6 Things. Players, for the 6 Things round, like I said, anyone can take it. Captain Luis, Captain Matt. Each of you has to send one player out of the room. Captain Matt, who's the red team sending out?
I'm going to send Complex Simon.
Wonderful. So, goodbye, Simon. And Luis, who is the blue team sending out?
I'm going to send me.
Ooh.
Me.
A wild card choice. Goodbye, Luis.
Bye.
Goodbye.
All right.
Me.
We have put both of our players in the soundproof holding tank, which used to be a dunk tank, but we ran out of water. So we're now going to move into the 6 Things round. For those of you who have seen this before, you know what's about to happen. We're going to come to you for a whole bunch of suggestions based off of activities that Heather got from you at the very start of tonight's match. So I believe our first activity is go to a movie.
Yes, that is correct.
Wonderful. So for this first activity, right now it's a little bit too easy because this is a guessing game where our players are going to have to try to guess these suggestions. So we're going to make it a teensy bit tougher. So you're going to a movie, but we're going to change it up. Here's what I need in chat. I need something that comes at with a like you get 100 or more when you buy it. So you buy it in bulk. So like clothespins or something like that. I just bought some clothespins. They're awesome. I don't have a clothesline. Don't know why I did. I also need just an animal that you think is the most adorable animal in the entire world.
You can make all kinds of fun crafts with clothespins. I'm sure there's some ideas on Pinterest for clothespin, Pinterest, pin it.
I'm gonna have to look that up. All right, so instead of popcorn, you're eating a bucket of pipe cleaners. So your popcorn is pipe cleaners, and the star of the movie that you are watching is going to be, I'm going to take this one, ducklings. So the movie
Aw.
stars ducklings.
That's adorable.
It's true.
You're right. You want me to do thing number 2? Going to a water park. All right, going to a water park. We need to make this harder. I need a thing that you would find in your garage besides a car, something that is in the garage, and then also a movie star that you enjoy, like Bruce Willis in Die Hard or something. Another movie star.
Or ducklings.
Okay, or ducklings. Yeah. Okay, so your water slide, get in line for the water slide. Your water slide is a garbage can. Yum. And you are going to the water park with your best friend, Owen Wilson.
Oh, fun. That's a good trip. All right, next one is hugging everyone. Things I need for this. What are 2 things that go together? They don't have to perfectly go together like peanut butter and jelly, but just 2 things like maybe you like pineapple on pizza. Some people do, some people don't. But what are 2 things that you think match up well? And then also, what's one of your favorite villains from when you were younger? Like Mum Ra from Thundercats or something like that. Oh, these are wonderful. I'm actually going to take your arms. One of your arms is Pebbles. The other arm is Bam Bam from the Flintstones.
I love that.
I love this one as well. The person that you were hugging is going to be Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Amazing. There's just so much nostalgia in that one.
Yeah.
Okay, we're hiking up a mountain, everybody. Get your granola bars. We're hiking up a mountain. I need something that is really light and not heavy, like a feather. And also a landmark, like the Leaning Tower of Pisa or Mount Rushmore. And they can think internationally or here in the United States. Okay, so you're hiking up a mountain. Your backpack, your hiking pack is... Oh, I'm going to take its marshmallows.
Ooh.
Yes. And your mountain is not just any mountain. Your mountain is Alcatraz.
Wonderful. And then on to our final activity. Not our final, our second to final activity. The penultimate activity. Eating a bunch of bananas. And since this one is worth 10 points, this is worth double points when we get to this round, I'm going to make this one a little bit trickier. First thing I need is what is a specific place in the world? So not just like say a city, but like a location within a city, a very specific destination that you'd like to visit. And then also, who's a historical figure that you really look up to and wish more people knew about?
Ooh, those are some good ones.
Oh, these are tough. I love it.
I want to go to the hot springs in Iceland.
That is a cool spot, but it's also a warm spot. All right, so we're going to take. You know what? Why don't we go ahead and take that? Your mouth, instead of being your mouth, is going to be hot springs of Iceland. And the I do love the suggestion of Caesar's Palace as a destination. Let's see, and immediately followed by Augustus Caesar, and the. So your mouth is the hot springs in Iceland, and the banana that you are the banana that you are eating from this bunch of bananas is going to be. Let's take Sojourner Truth.
Nice.
Very cool.
All right. Yoga. We're doing yoga in the park. Okay. So for yoga, let's see here. I need a suggestion of a something that is sticky, like gooey, like glue or tape, or but minding the brown bag foul. And also, Jesus making a face at me. I see it. Okay, I also need a suggestion of a band that you enjoy, like the Kiss or the Goo Goo Dolls, or better bands than the Goo Goo Dolls.
What? Impossible! Impossible!
Why don't you slide? Oh, Iris. Okay. So you're doing yoga, but you're doing yoga with, these are good. Okay, you're doing yoga. I want to get like a tricky one. Ooh, you're doing yoga with Katrina and the Waves. Walking on sunshine, baby. And you're wearing, I love it. I love it, Natalie. Simple syrup. Gonna make a good cocktail.
Ooh, those are tricky. All right. Thank you, everybody, for these excellent suggestions. I'm taking a screenshot so I can actually remember them later on, which is going to be key if I want this match to run smoothly. All right. So here is how the game of 6 Things works. We send our players out of the room. They don't know what these activities are. They don't know the suggestions you gave us as these replacements. One at a time. For the blue team is going to start. Luis is going to have 90 seconds to try to guess the first activity. His team can give him clues, but they can only use mime and gibberish. They cannot use the English language to communicate this. If Luis thinks he's got it, he can stop the clock and take a guess. He can make one guess at what this activity and the replacements are. If he gets it wrong, and there's still time on the clock, his team can come back for a second try, or a third try if there's even time left. But once 90 seconds is up, the red team will have the chance to steal. That means that it will be Simon's turn to guess, meaning that the red team can then steal those 5 points. The red team will then go for number 2, blue team for number 3, and so on. The first 4 of these are each worth 5 points, but the last 2, as we mentioned before, are each worth 10 points, meaning that this is still very much anybody's game, even though the blue team still leads by 5. All right, players, this is our 6 Things round. This is for all the marbles. We're going to start off with the blue team and suggestion number 1 in just a few moments. But also, hey, did you know that every single day, hundreds, if not thousands, of Amazon Prime Twitch gaming memberships go completely unclaimed? Why, if you have an Amazon Prime subscription and you haven't used your Twitch gaming subscription on our channel, why, that's just money you're leaving in Jeff Bezos' pocket. Don't let your Twitch gaming subscription go unclaimed. Give it a good home here at CSCN Chicago. And now, on to the match! All right, we have thing number 1 up on the screen. The blue team is ready to go. 90 seconds on the clock for the game of 6 things. Both teams, are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Wonderful. Thing number 1, begin!
Ah. 1 minute. 1 minute. Thirty seconds.
All right, stop the clock.
22 seconds remaining.
You have 22 seconds to clean this up if you need it, Luis. What are you doing?
All right, I'm watching a movie, but my delicious movie treat is actually pipe cleaners, and I'm the actor in the movie. It's not like Denzel or anything. It's a little duckling.
That is all correct. 5 points to the blue team right out of the gate, giving them an even more commanding lead. But the red team is not out of this yet. Please bring the red team to the screen.
Score is 5-15 in favor of blue.
Whatever.
Whatever.
And with that attitude, red team, for thing number 2. Are you ready?
Yes.
Begin.
Oh, clink, 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 clink.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Splash.
Woo, whoosh,
Yeah.
whoosh, wah,
1 minute. 1 minute.
Oh, it's a ding ding ding, or it's a
ting ting ting.
a funga funga funga. It's a
Oh
funga.
no
It's
no,
a
ting
ding ding
ting
ding.
ting, ting ting ting.
Sing, sing, sing. Nom, 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 nom.
Oh.
Boom.
Stop the clock. Stop the clock.
Yeah.
Oh man, I hope he's got it.
32 seconds remaining.
32 seconds. Simon, give us the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm going down a water slide, of course. And the slide itself is a trash can, and I'm with Owen Wilson.
All right, Simon, you have everything except for the activity correct. You're just a little bit off, but you've got 32 seconds. Plenty of time.
Okay.
32 seconds. Go.
Oh,
30 seconds.
All right. We'll stop the clock there. Stop the clock.
Yeah.
26 seconds remaining.
Me and my bro, Owen Wilson, are just seeing the sights that are trash cans and enjoying the wave pool, the log thing, and all the slides at the water park.
That is correct! 5 points to the red team! Excellent work!
The 5 points to the red team brings the score 10-15, still in favor of the bosses.
All right. Bosses, it is now your turn. We're moving on to thing number 3. Thing number 3, are you ready?
Yes!
Then hit it!
Skip it. Skip it a what?
A simple like a top?
Skip it a what?
Oh, simple like a
Skip it a what? Skip it a what? Skip it a what? Skip it a what? Skip it a what?
It's a barada. Oh, it's about tick tick. Is it tick 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 tick? Bam 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 bam.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Ding ding. It's about hey,
Simple like a tapa?
Saba. It's Saba. It's Saba.
Saba. Oh, pink tapala.
Skip it a what? Skip it a what? Skip it a what? Skip it a what? What? Skip it a 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 what?
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Skip it a what? 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 Skip it a what?
Let's stop the clock.
11 seconds remaining.
11 seconds, Louise. Give me your activity.
All right, I'm giving somebody a hug. I'm hugging someone because they're sad. But I don't have human arms. What I got is Pebbles and Bam Bam as my arms, and then the person I'm hugging, it's the 4 Ninja Turtles.
Ooh, okay, Luis, I want to let you know, your activity is super, super close. There's just one little detail that's off there. And the person you're hugging, you are in the right realm, but again, not quite there. But you have 11 seconds to clean up the activity and to clean up who you were hugging. But you got the arms on the first guess. 11 seconds, starting now.
Skibberwa, 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 skibberwa.
10 seconds.
Skibberwa. Skibberwa, skibberwa, skibberwa.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is time.
All right, no more time is left. No more time is left. Luis, give me the whole thing.
All right, I'm giving condolences. And just hugs to someone who needs it. And then and my arms are Bubbles and Bam Bam. And then the person I am hugging is Banksy and in a sewer.
Eerily close all around, but not quite right. Simon, I will give you a chance to steal.
Okay. I'm just like bringing it in, for like a real big like bear hug with my Pebbles and my Bam Bam armsies, and I'm hugging Splinter.
Oh, you were that was so close. You were giving a hug, but to everyone. You were hugging everyone. Your arms were Pebbles and Bam Bam, and Luis?
The Shredder.
Yep. It was Shredder. Unfortunately, too late for the points, but that means we are going to move on to the red team, who now have a chance, I believe, to tie it up, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, that is correct.
That's the tooth.
Oh,
please take 5 points. No, don't. All right, we're going to turn it over to the red team. You have 90 seconds on the clock for thing number 4, beginning now.
Somebody's
Oh yeah, a foom, a
Oh, so
it's a foompa. Whoa.
One minute.
Squinky, squinky,
Boinga,
squinky.
boinga.
A squinky, squinky. A squinky, squinky. Ah, squinky, squinky.
A boinga,
Oh.
Boinga.
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
All right.
23 seconds remaining.
23 seconds remaining. Simon, tell us what you're doing.
I'm hiking a little mountain, and my backpack is just some little marshmallows, and the mountain I'm climbing up is a jail in a submarine.
You are hiking a mountain. Your backpack is marshmallows. Believe it or not, your mountain is not a jail in a submarine, but you still have plenty of time to clean it up. How much time was that again? It was
23 seconds.
23 seconds. Simon, begin.
Okay.
Splooshy, 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 splooshy.
Oh, yeah.
All right, stop the clock. Stop the clock.
That is 12 seconds remaining.
12 seconds. Lots of time. Give me the whole thing, Simon.
Totally. I'm climbing a little mountain with my little marshmallow backpack, and that mountain's Alcatraz. I think.
Oh my god.
Points to the red team.
Boinga, boinga.
It is a tied match. It's a tied match.
This is very exciting. Going into our final 2 clues, each of these worth 10 points. This is going to be anyone's game right up until the very end, whatever happens now. All right, blue team, thing number 5. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Then begin.
Skibberwa, 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 ooh, skibberwa, skibberwa, pa, skibberwa, whoop, skibberwa, 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 yeah. Skibberwa, 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 ba 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 ba, skibberwa, skibberwa,
1 minute. 1 minute. Thirty seconds. 30 seconds.
Whoosh, sabara, tick, 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 da 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 da, saba, saba, da, ita, sa da da, ita da da, saba, ching ching, ba,
10 seconds.
It's a banana, saba, saba, ha, saba, so
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is time.
All right, that is time. That is time. Believe it or not, Luis, everything you need was right there. So,
these things are harder.
So let's hear it.
All right. So I am eating bananas in a hot tub.
Mm-hmm.
But the bananas aren't bananas. The bananas are the Mexican American War of 1848. And then of course I'm with I think I'm with Santana. Am I with Santana?
It's the 1848 part I can't let slide. Actually, you were correct on part of your activity, or on your activity, but unfortunately I cannot give the rest to you, Luis. But Simon, this is your chance to steal, and for the red team to take the lead.
Great, no pressure. So I'm eating bananas in a Russian hot tub, and the bananas that I'm eating are Southern Pinocchio.
This is what's
10
amazing
points.
is like
10 points.
both of you actually, like, if you were to play back the tape and you gave that as the guess, it would all make sense for both of you. But the actual activity we got from the loyal fans was you were eating a bunch of bananas. Your mouth was an Icelandic hot spring. And the bananas you were eating were actually Sojourner Truth. But,
I get it now.
But that does take us to our. This does bring us to our final activity. 10 points on the line, meaning the red team has a chance to do a walk off here, or the blue team might have a chance to steal. We'll see what happens, but it is all tied up going into this final clue. Red team, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yes, I think so.
And begin.
Skip it up. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Skip it up. Skip it up. Ooh, get it. Tweet. Oh. Wee. Oh. Now skip it up.
Sure, yeah.
One minute. About 1 minute.
Whoosh, 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 whoosh.
Whoosh.
Ba 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 ba.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Keep it up. Wow. Skip it up. Oh, keep it up. Clink. Oh. Skip it up.
30 seconds.
Sin. Splooshy sploosh. Flink. Oh, yum. Skibidi bada. Ding. Agrabra. Like.
Yeah.
Skip it. Yeah. Skip it. Okay, let's get it out. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Tweet.
10 seconds. There are 10 seconds remaining.
10 seconds remaining.
Tweet.
Thank you for the tweet. Simon, tell us what you're doing. This is for the match, but you still have 10 seconds left.
Oh man, I'm doing yoga with birds around, and the yoga instructor is the walking on sunshine lady, who I'm sure has a name, and it's great. And then the like me, what I'm wearing is like one of those little like crystal lights that you put in like a thing to make it taste not like water anymore.
I will let you know that basically almost everything you've said is technically correct. The last thing, your replacement for what you're wearing, is not. But you do have 10 seconds to get the whole thing. Everything else was basically right. We just have to get the wording.
Okay.
You have 10 seconds for the match. Go!
Let's go with aum asabarada. Tweet, tweet, tweet.
10.
5,
Meow,
meow, meow, meow,
3,
meow.
2,
Lucy,
1. No more time.
No more time is left. No more time is left. Simon, give us this guess. This ties up the whole match if you get it right.
We were just really helpful.
I am bird meditating, and I'm with Catwave, and the clothes are what are those? Just like a tiny pouch of juice.
Thank you so much. We win.
Even the floss more dentists. We'll never
That's
get
the
that.
tooth.
That's the tooth.
I am afraid, Simon, that was not correct.
Aw.
However, Luis, this is your chance to steal. If you get this, the blue team gets 10 points and wins the entire match right now. Luis, tell me what you're doing.
All right. I'm doing outdoor yoga. And I am with Katrina and the Waves. What was that? I've never heard a grumble so grumbly.
Unhappiness. That was unhappiness.
And what I am wearing is a little just a little splorp of fancy ketchup.
Oh! You were doing yoga in the park. You were with Katrina and the Waves, and you were wearing simple syrup. Which means
extra sugar and water.
It's a tie.
Yeah, it is still a tie, which means we have to do a tiebreaker.
No.
Yeah, but first, you're gonna say it because we're thinking the same thing. It's somebody's birthday.
It's somebody's birthday. In fact, that is superfan Brian Seby's birthday in the chat. So happy birthday, Brian. And this is a little something that we put together just for you. This is a surprise, something you've never seen before. This is something that we whipped up just on the spot. We hope you enjoy it. So everyone, please, for Brian Seby. 6, 7, 8.
This is your birthday song. It isn't very long.
All right. So happy birthday, Brian. And also, it is now time to go into our tie-breaking round. This is going to be an audience voting round. I'm going to take one suggestion from what we got earlier, and we are going to do one more round of tagline. After all 6 players have given one tagline for the suggestion, the audience is going to vote on which team takes home the trophy tonight. All right. Scrolling up back through the chat, you're going to be creating a tagline for the Backstreet Boys. This is a tagline for the Backstreet Boys. Audience, loyal fans, get those voting buttons ready because you're going to have to decide in just a moment. But we're going to begin with Captain Matt.
Backstreet Boys. Backstreet Boys' backs are not all right. They need chiropractors now because they're old.
Luis.
Backstreet Boys. Kind of like 98 Degrees, kind of like In Sync, but they're all just dudes.
Tara.
Oh, Backstreet Boys, when you listen to their music, you'll say, I want it that way, and don't go breaking the charts because their music never goes out of style. It's the Backstreet Boys.
Jason.
Oh, Backstreet Boys, now with 12% more Kevin.
Nick.
Backstreet Boys. Which one's the cute one?
Kevin.
Fair.
Simon.
Backstreet Boys. All right.
All right, loyal fans, it is in your hands now. Based on that final tie-breaking round.
Who wins?
All right.
All right. Vote. Oh my gosh, it's so close. It's almost like they can't decide who's the cutest. Everybody.
Now I can tell that you're trying to vote.
Okay, the red team currently has the lead. The dentists are currently in the lead.
4 out of 5 of us agree.
This is really close. This is
my
close.
gosh. The
All
blue
right.
team. Oh, the bosses are coming back a little bit. We're still.
Call it. Call it now.
It's too close to call. It's too close to call.
No.
It
It's
is.
dumps of votes. No more
It's
dumps of votes.
46 to 54%.
No. It's
Oh. It's a nail biter. It's a barn burner.
End it.
I can't. It's ending. Oh, the Flossmore dentists take it. The comeback kids, loyal fans. Oh my goodness. This is my jam. What great music for exit music. Loyal fans, thank you so much for tuning into Comedy Sports tonight. This has been a fantastic match with a comeback from the Flossmore dentists. But first, I need you to give it up for your downtown Chicago bosses, the hometown heroes, though they didn't win tonight. Give it up for Tara Egan, Nick Hasselbeck, and your captain of the bosses, Luis Cortez. All right, they have not left a cavity in my heart. They had you laughing all night. It is the Flossmore dentists. Give it up for Jason Geis, Simon Collier, and a rubber chicken, and captain of the dentists, Matt Elwell. And one more time for your leader and our referee for the night, Patrick Conley. I am your announcer, Heather Scholl, on behalf of myself, John Stirk on the keys all night, and our favorite Ryan Ford behind the scenes. We are Comedy Sports. We will see you tomorrow night. Yeah.